Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Cockpitshow on Mikey's Flightdeck. Today with the cockpits from Paul, Howard and Fernando, and we're starting with the cockpit of Paul. Paul has written something to me. He wrote, "I'm Paul, I live in the UK. I thought I would send you some pics of my first cockpit. Seems as I've torn it down and then rebuilt it about 4 times now. This time I'm starting from scratch using your plans and measurements. The first cockpit was too near to the walls, so I could even find room to build some curved projector panels, but this time I will. I hope so, Paul. Here are some pics of my first build I thought you may like. I'm building a 737-800 and have now got a trickle of parts coming in from various suppliers." And here is his first attempt. There is not much built until now, but these windows are really difficult to make. I know what I say, because I've done this 2 times before and I know all these angles of the windows can be very tricky. So to have it finished like this, you have done something already. There, you can see he has put his windows on his desk. I think it is his desk now. Yes. And as you can see, you don't need much build to have the feeling of a cockpit. There is the yoke he has pedals and the throttle, and then look out through the window frame onto the monitor and you already feel that you are in a cockpit. Okay, the illusion might not be perfect, but it is a good start. So, and here he has started to build a door. What is he writing about this? As you can see, it's quite bare-boned, and please notice how close it is to the front wall. No room for curved screens. Okay, I can imagine there was no room for a curved screen anymore. The MIP is made from plywood and the stickers are now being replaced with metal paneling. I even got to the stage of fitting a door in until I realized I hadn't built the window frames correctly. Okay, that is really hard to notice when you have come to a step in your cockpit project and then you realize this wouldn't fit. Okay. And now he has started the new window frame. I think, yes, he has written this after my plans. Okay, so what is he writing? So the next few days will be me putting my MIP unit back and building the whole thing slightly back so I can get a curved screen installed with 2 projectors, and the 3 may as well do it properly. Okay, I hope you will let enough room this time. And when you see the screws in this new window frame here, I have seen a video where the builder has sunk these screws into the wooden frame, and I would recommend this to all builders, because when you hide the screws in the wood, then you won't run into troubles when you want to cover it with some material later. For example, I have covered my window frames with some foam, and others are covering these with MDF or other wood, and then you will have to make cutouts for these screws, as I had to do, and when you hide them in the wood you don't have to do this. So, and here is the actual stage of his cockpit project. The new window line, very clear line here, and what I think is always important when you want to build a roof later on, a straight line on the top of the windows so you can have a good solid base for later building on this. Yes, thanks Paul for your pictures. and we'll go on and move to the next cockpit from Howard. And when I saw Howard's cockpit for the first time, I was really fascinated about this wide range of things he has put together in this small room here. You can see he is using the small room he has for his cockpit very good. And when you close this room with a box like he has done here, then you can make a good illusion of sitting in a closed cockpit, even if you have only one monitor like he has here for the outside view. But what I really find fascinating about this cockpit here is that he uses many different panels and manufacturers, and I think he wanted to have this cockpit a little bit more generic. I think he doesn't fly just a 737 with it here, because what you can see here, there you have on the left side the Trustmaster Hotess. You have the VMAX flight system joke here mounted, many different Flightdeck panels and pedals here, and the VR Inside EFIS and MCP combination. Yes, this doesn't look like a real Boeing when you are sitting in here, but it really gives you the feeling of sitting in a cockpit, and that is what we are aiming for here. So yes, here you can see he has placed his computer here so he can reach it, and has his CDU on a tablet, I think here, and yes, you can see under the table the pedals. Yes, and this is a Flightdeck pedal here. I think a flight switch panel, and I haven't seen this light panel here before. I think G and F flight here. I first thought this was self-made. When you have the ability to make such a panel, then you can really easy build this by yourself. And the good solution here, when you don't want to invest much money or time in building an overhead panel, just screw the keyboard over the monitor on the roof, and find macros for your keys and shortcuts, and then you are ready to go with an overhead. Okay, he has placed, I think, some flight plans on the left monitor, and on the right I see a little bit of a light panel from the overhead. I don't know what this monitor will be for here. Yes, and here you can see the CDU on the tablet, and also a communication panel he has mounted in the MIP. And this is also a solution for the CDU when you don't want to buy a CDU or don't want to build a CDU with all this hardware you would need. Then there are some good applications that let you run a CDU on your tablet, even connected with your home network. And of course the car seat mounted into the cockpit to give you the feeling of sitting in a real Boeing here. Yes, Howard, I really like your cockpit, and I want to see you playing fighter games also in it, because the Hotess is already there. Okay, really good work, and have much fun with this cockpit. And we're moving on to the last cockpit from Fernando. Fernando has built his cockpit in a really short time. I think only several months he has needed for the whole work. I remember when he sent me the first pictures and he said the cockpit don't need to be perfect and it don't need to be the perfect illusion. He just has a limited time range and want to finish his cockpit. And let's see what he has done in this time. Yes, a good and clear structure, a wooden structure with windows, and you can already see the MIP and the glare shield here. Yes, and here he has already installed the overhead. Not an overhead from engraved panels. This is a printed version here. Many builders do this, especially when you don't have the possibility to use a CNC machine or just don't want to buy engraved panels. Then you can just print a full-size overhead, or you can print it in any size you want. Maybe you want to scale it down a little bit and laminate it onto some plywood or other wood, and then you can mount the switches on to it you are in need for. But we can see already the MCP and the EFIS are real engraved panels here, and the glare rings I think are these dummies, or are they functional? I couldn't say. Yeah, and here you can see he has also installed backlighting here, or lighting from down under the MCP to the MIP, and all the monitors are working already. Yes, and a little throttle quadrant with only the most important inputs here, and only 2 of the pedal steel panels are functional, the rest are dummy panels here. And this is something you can also do when you start with your cockpit project. You don't have to start with the full set of panels in your cockpit. Just think, what are the most needed panels, like Fernando has done here, the communication and navigation panel, for example, and build these. And you don't need to build another communication panel or the transponder panel or something like this. And then you can add more and more panels from time to time when you see you have fun with your project and you need these panels. Yes, he has added a chair to it and mounted the joke onto a holder. And be careful when you are mounting your joke onto such a holder. Keep in mind that there will be forces working with the joke, and so you construct something really stable that will hold your joke when you are pulling and pressing to it. Yeah, the MIP seems to be really functional here. All monitors are working as said. There are already some gauges installed here, and the gear handle, I think it is also self-made here. What has he written about his panels? Yes, he bought his panels from Hiswa Panels and Cockpit SimPart. The FMC and the EFIS and MCP panel are functional. Later he will configure hotkeys with FSUIPC. Yeah, you can see the only one of the EFIS panel is already backlighted. And here you can see a part of the MIP panel in an early stage of the construction process. And this doesn't look too difficult, just some pieces of plywood put together here, make the cutouts on the right places, and you're ready to go. And you can see, cover it with paint, add some panels, and you have the illusion of a cockpit. And here you can see on the right side of the cockpit he has added this part, I think, which we have seen right now, yes. And so he has made a double-seater from his original single-seater here. And when you are flying most of the times alone, then you have to think, do you need a fully functional co-pilot place here? And so he has left the right ethos and glare shield unfunctional, I think. He has only one CDU, that's what you need when you fly alone. Fernando, a good cockpit you have built, and I think this won't be the last hours you have spent in the cockpit building it. I think when it comes to this hobby, then you want to have more from time to time, and I think you will definitely continue this work. So I wish you much fun with this. So again, 3 really interesting cockpit projects here again, and I hope you too want to see more of your projects that you have built here. If it is a full-size, fully functional cockpit, or just parts for the cockpit, a throttle quadrant, a joke, or a good-looking panel, then send the pictures to me and I can present your builds here in the Cockpit Show. Visit my website for further informations about what you can write about you and your project, so that I can say something about this. So move on to your computer and send me your pictures so that we can watch another episode of the Cockpit Show.